So SSJS is server-side JavaScript, and you must be wondering what is the difference between SSJS and AMP which we covered earlier. And this document highlights all of that. If you see this basic table, you will understand the differences. So mainly with AppScript, it is for frontline content personalization, email scripting, and what all things we can achieve in both or only in AMP or only in SSJS are covered here. Mainly, the broader difference is that SSJS is for the server-side logic, data handling, API interactions, and AmpScript is for content personalization and email scripting. And common use cases can be personalization and retrieving data extension, etc. in AmpScript, and complex logic, API calls, automation tasks, much easily done in SSJS. So there is a slight difference in syntax. We'll check out the syntaxes as well. And so, and execution context, uh, AMP script runs in content blocks like email and landing pages, and SSJS mainly on the server side, like cloud pages, triggered sends, permissions, and SSJS is slightly slower than AMP script. AMP script is faster for content or personalization since SSJS is having complex logic than AMP script. That's why it is slower. Um, so there's a slight difference in how you access the data extensions and APIs in AMP versus in SSJS. Uh, we'll check out that as well. And so, okay, this is how you declare the SSJS. It is very much similar to what you include JavaScript on a web page. You understand? You agree? Any doubt in this?
No.
So, script tags at the starting and bottom, and there's only one parameter will run at server, right? And there are some SSJS code libraries, and uh, just like this WS proxy, WS proxy is used whenever you have REST and API calls, and uh, other classes are also there. Other code libraries like platform.load code. We'll check out that as well. And whenever you need to access a data extension, there are functions like data extensions dot init. So this image is an example of platform library. As you can see, it is using this platform.function.create object and platform.function.invoke perform functions, mainly used for sending the emails and creating the email object. This is the basic syntax for it. All it is doing is creating a JSON email definition object and passing it here inside this create object function in the platform library. And these are the possible outcomes. And this one is used most widely, this library, which is the core library, platform.load core. So there are few functions inside it which are widely used. uh, for manipulation and data extensions and functions like write and data extension dot init. I was talking about it a few moments ago. So this way you can initialize the data extension and you can create roles in the data extension. You can add the rows in the data extension. So if you want to add things, rows in the data extension, um, there are functions like insert data and add in data in platform uh, library, this core library platform. And this write is also a part of platform.flow code. So by chance, if it happens, if you do not include this in your web page, wherever you are writing SSJS, so it will not work. It will throw the error. It will not recognize this right function, right? All this is part of libraries, and we can use try catch in SSJS as well, like any other language. WS proxy, as I said, is for the third party integration. So when you are interacting with so objects. Similarly, whenever you like, whenever we have seen that we are inserting data into data extension, I'll send some examples on the group. There you can query the retrieve data from the data extension in SSJS. I'm sending those now from a different laptop. This one is for retrieving the data from the extension. And let me know if you saw that message. For adding the extensions, adding the roles in the data extensions. And there is a stringify object or function also, which will convert your object into string. And you can use try catch for something as well. Some examples on program inside the stock. So the slight differences as you compare with um, Amstrad, but yes, it is more complex and a little bit slower. And third point is whenever you want to interact with any external system, uh, then you can use this. So this WS proxy is for the interaction with the third parties, and you can see it is including this object new script util WS proxy, and it is creating all the functions and passing the JSON inside, and then using this stringify function which I was talking about, and then using a write to display the result. So wherever you want to print something, do a output on the screen, then you can use a write in SSJS. And again, this write is a part of platform.load library, and platform.co load syntax is just like this. You have to load the code module, code library. So there are inbuilt functions inside this, just like write and add and insert. So if you include that, then you can definitely and very comfortably use them. And this is how the variables are declared in SSJS. It is slightly different from AppScript if you remember. AppScript you were using a double percentage sign, and we'll try to do an example where we'll compare both cloud which So its variable declaration is pretty much similar to the standard JavaScript where variable name and on the right hand side of equals is the value of the variable. And this is the output of statement is hello world. Constant is whenever the value is fixed and you are not changing it. Again, there's keyword const for it in SSJS. And so all of these, they have slight syntax differences like SSJS, AMP and SQL. You have to be mindful of that. And everything is possible here, like wave declaration, looping, if else. But there are different libraries here in SSJS. And these functions, they definitely work. Star means multiplication. And you can save this value in a variable and doing a plus, you can generate a dynamic value. And all this portion which is inside the equals is a static portion. And these are the operators, example of operators. Operators is nothing but your manipulation of data, arithmetic and comparison of operators. Basically, if you have two numbers and you want to add them, you can do a one plus number. Whereas in AppScript, you are using concat function. And again, this equals triple equals is for the comparison or the numbers equal, and they've saved it in a variable. It will be saved whether it is true or false. It will return that. And yeah, any doubts? So it is very much similar to the standard JavaScript that you have. The syntax is also similar to it. Control structures are nothing but your flow statements like if, else if, switch, loop. And we can see an example here. There are three blocks. One is if, another is else if, which also has a condition. And there is one the last where it's block. And all of this is enclosed inside this script tag, which is uh, the standard syntax for the SSJS. So you can create your own functions as well. Right now, up until now, we have not seen how functions are created. We're just written variable declaration, assignments, all that. And now we are creating a simple function here for creating the uh, area. Area is length into breadth, which is width. And we can reuse this function uh, anywhere in the script tab. So in this inside the script tab, we have created this function, and here we're calling it, storing the result in a variable, accessing it, and printing that variable on the right side. And this is how you can create a JSON object. JSON object is nothing but a collection of properties. Uh, so here we have given an example. If you want to represent a person, how will you represent a person? Person will have all this information like his first name, last name, age, and everything, right? And last you have return statement, which is printing all this. And you are using this operator to access the properties of the object. The next concept will be of the attributes and nothing but accessing and relating the data and holding the information. You can say that it's similar to the variables, and it is dynamic in the sense that it's just like fetching a column of the data extension. Um, How do you have those? Let's say it is having email here and it is doing a subscriber dot init and fetching that subscriber object from that uh, email value. And from that subscriber object, it is fetching the first name of that object. So it will keep on changing every time. For every user, it will be different. For Bill, we are having their Bill. For Pratibha, we'll have their Pratibha. For Vishal, we'll have their Vishal. This subscriber.init, it is a reference to the subscribers object. Subscribers object is uh, your records basically. And subscriber key, if you remember, we have subscriber key when we are creating a data extension, right? And we map it to the primary key. So, yeah. And whenever you have the uh, subscriber object, like in this line, you get the subscriber object, and you can fire these attributes and fetch the attributes based on that. And you can get all the attributes at once also by doing this this thing. Subscribers dot attributes dot retrieve. This way also you can get all the attributes and you can save these attributes in the variable and iterate that using a for loop or a while loop. So now we're coming, how can we debug this? Debugging is nothing but you come to know what values are getting passed and how they're getting passed. The first one is you can use a write function that will display the values being passed to the front end. The second method is involving a try catch block. We'll check the example for that. And this is how it is. So you have this platform of code library, and then you make a call to an API, get the response. All this is nothing but the error handling mechanism inside the catch block, and try will execute the code and report for some exceptions. And in case there are some exceptions, then you can go to catch and prepare the flow based on that. You can log the error and the logs on the screen. So this is a real-time example. They have given a scenario where you can use SSJS, and you're working as a developer for the university and you want to use SSJS to enhance the communication with students. We need to create a personalized and relevant communication and build stronger relationships. So what all you will do, you have to do these. These are your goals, 4 goals: welcome journey, registration. So if you take example of anyone, so welcome journey will be triggered in this scenario whenever someone has completed the contact page, they have filled the contact form, and you want them, you have saved that data, obviously, the extension, and what SJS will do, it will read the values and use that information or data to create the welcome journey. Similarly, for the other examples, so here, alumni engagement, um, you can see which year has the many graduated, and based on that, you can calculate um, the scenario, like if you have to send them if you include them the journey or not. If yes, then go ahead. So you can more things is like you can get the parameters from request. You have this layer, this platform, this library, which you can use. This is what example code for it. You can get query string parameter, and based on that, you can decide. Post form parameters is nothing but if you have a form cloud page and you have fields inside it where you are submitting a form, posting a form, then you can use this library to get the form field value and manipulate that accordingly in the cloud page or SSJS. This parse JSON is nothing but in case you have a JSON object, then you can parse it. You can split it and divide it in the SSJS body, function body. So all this is complex computation, which is usually not done in AppScript. It is mainly for personalization, and there are some functions with the cookies as well. Platform request get key value, which will allow you to fetch the cookie value, and based on that, uh, you can use that value. You can compare it with a timestamp, and you can set another cookie also here in the SSJS sample code like this, where you can define all the necessary parameters like expiration value of the cookie, and can yeah, this one is for the subscribers and functions around that. So this is what a JSON object looks like what we saw in the example for person, and you have this subscriber dot init. We saw that recently, and in the subscriber, we saw functions like fetching the values like dot attribute value dot first name, and then retrieving all the records. Now we're updating this, and we're saving the so this is how you use it around the data extensions, when to use, and mainly what we're using is data extension dot init to access information from data extensions, and here they are applying where clause. So it's just like select condition in SQL. So there are couple of related functions like lookup rows, lookup orbit rows, and uh, there are links for it. We'll go through them as well. Right now, I'm just giving an overview. We'll do some examples as well. I'll send more information on the group, and we'll check out in the org as well. This is how you are inserting, updating, and deleting the data, the data extensions, platform function, insert data, and platform function, insert. And it's just like adding the rows in a table. There are two other functions: upsert, update, and delete. For this portion, it is just reflecting what are these differences between SSJS and the standard JavaScript. So some of the features they are not available in JS in SSJS, and there are the differences around new operator, which is a part of JS, and but we have workaround in SSJS. It is highlighting that. retrieve, or we just now saw retrieve all the information, give you that. Get post data is the form information. So, okay. So,
Oh, Mayur.
yeah,
Hi, Mayur. Uh, so, Mayur, actually, see, you are now showing us how we can do it practically, right? Like SSJS thing.
yeah.
Yeah, but basically, few of the things, still I think because see, I'm now a beginner for this, so I don't think that I can able to get it from the session. I think if we can, uh, cover some basic terminologies and then we can, I think, take that ahead.
So JSON variable is like key value pair.
Okay,
So if you see this structure, all these values are further included in email definition. This
okay,
key one, key two, key three, and this is the value of key one, two. This key two is the value of key two. Key three is this the value of key three. Now they include the whole object inside this uh, create object function, and they're performing the invocation of the email. They're sending the email. Similarly, this is another JSON. So wherever you see structure like this, uh, these brackets and this key value pair inside key colon and value, key colon and value. So there are four values here inside this um, variable declaration. This can be the simplest one, right? We are doing a hello world, right? So it's nothing but four lines. This is your declaration, right? Which will be there always. And this line, you're declaring a variable, hello world value inside this variable. It is like standard JavaScript. In AppScript, you have that at the rate set,
Mhm.
and then you are printing that variable using the platform response, right? And you're passing the variable value inside check this platform response, right? So what will it will do is it will print hello world on the cloud page. In whatever cloud page you include this script, it will it will execute this script. Okay. At runtime, whenever you load that cloud page, it will execute this block, this code snippet. You're getting it? And as soon as it executes this code snippet, it will go inside this and see there is a variable. Okay. Now I need to do a platform response, right? Call a write on that variable. So when you call a write on that variable, that means we're printing out. Yeah. This is another simple example, right? This is not having a JSON, it is a standard variable, right? You understand?
Yes.
And now another sample is this guy. Now what it is doing is it will using this const variable. Const is nothing but a fixed value, right? So it uses const pi. Pi is 3.14, you know from your school time, right? And radius is 5. So they have made radius as a val. That means it can change anytime. And so when you say it can change anytime, that means it can change in the next line, right? Const will be fixed in these further next lines, right? In the lines after this, const will be fixed. So what it is doing is it's multiplying pi into radius square. And then it is calculating the area, storing it in a variable called uh, named as area. And then further they are printing it, logging it here. So this line which is inside the double quotes is static, correct? Static,
Yes.
you mean it will be there for every variable. It is fixed. You can say it is constant. Okay. And this portion plus area, it plus area highlights that it is the dynamic value on that, right? So uh, this dynamic value, this calculation, this multiplication, whatever will be saved in this variable will be printed here. Okay, so now when you go on your cloud page and when you include this script, okay, then if you refresh that cloud page or load that cloud page, then you will see this only this thing, right? Area of the circle, colon, and whatever that value is. You will not see these statements on your cloud page, right? Therefore, internal calculation of the platform. Getting it?
Yes.
Getting it?
Yes. So, so
Yeah.
Mayur, basically this SSJS is only used on the cloud pages, or we can also use it somewhere
We
on
can
the other.
also use it inside emails. We can also
Okay.
use it inside Journey Builder. I'll
Okay.
try to cover all the examples, but right now I'm just giving an overview and have some context before doing some practicals, right?
Okay. Okay.
Okay. And so this was simple example two, this was simple example one, and the other one was just the code block which we took it and
Uh, Also, yeah, what is this inline and blocks? Like, what is the difference between that? Like,
so inline is whenever you don't have to use that script tag. Here they have given an example of inline, how it is used, and uh, it is directly inside the content blocks. So you see here, it is using this CTR tag to fetch the data from the data source and then converting it to a uppercase. So you don't need that script tag here. The, uh, the basic syntax and the inline SSJS. So inline SSJS is supported in cloud pages and partially it is supported in emails. And so mainly you can use it in when you are doing a lookup on data extension using data extension dot init, and you can also mix it with the AMP script, a combination of half of the code is written AMP script and half of the code is written SSJS. You can do it like that as well. So when you say it is server side, it means uh, SSJS is server-side code, right? It means it will execute even before the page is loaded, right? On the server. So all that computation will be done uh, in the server before loading your page. And after that calculation is done, then your page will be loaded and what all values are used will be printed onto the page. We'll check out more examples of inline. I'll fetch more and we'll try to practice that here as well. And okay, so let's check it out. Okay, this is another simple example for you, Vishal. Now, just 679, right? What it is doing is it is using the operators, right? And some small calculation, right? Addition of two numbers. Okay, first you declare the script block for your SSJS. Then you declare two numbers, var num1, var num2. Okay. Then you do a sum, you do calculation, you calculate the sum of two, var sum equal to num1 plus num2. Then you print that, right? Understood till this point, Michelle?
Yes, yes.
So, okay. They now we have declared, now we have calculated the sum, now we are printing it. And in the next line, what you're doing is you're checking, okay, if num1 and num2 are equal, can I check they're equal or not? Then you use the comparison operator, which is this one. I like it here, which is a triple equals. And then you write both the numbers around it. And in the center, you have comparison operators. Okay.
So, Mayur, this triple equal to sign is for the comparison, right? So, so it will compare number one with number two or number two with number one. Like, uh,
It's one and the only thing. And so it's the same thing.
so it will be comparing both the numbers. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not able to understand like what is the output of it. Like, it will compare which is the greater one or which is the uh, higher one or like that, or like only the
No,
equal.
no. Right now, we are not doing greater or higher or lower thing. We are just comparing. And if you want to know the outcome, this is the outcome. You see this line?
Yeah, but what it is comparing, like
It is comparing
num
these two values, these two variables. So you saved number 10 in variable 1, which is number 1. You saved number 2 values.
okay.
It is comparing these two. So
Okay, that two numbers. Okay,
don't look at the whole code. Don't be focused on this and get confused, right?
okay. Understood. Now understood.
Okay,
Because
this
we have already declared those variables at the top, so that's why it is taking the values from there.
yeah. This is
Okay,
the third or fourth simple example for you. Okay.
understood.
And this is your outcome of your addition. This line, you see this? It is printing this one,
Correct.
correct? If you include this script in your cloud page and use your cloud page, it will show this output, right?
Mhm.
Only the platform response right statements will get printed and the after colon and your dynamic values will be there, right? This is dynamic calculated 15 and this is dynamic, right? All this there static values. Correct?
Yes,
It
yes.
is double equal. Okay. Okay. So now I hope you're feeling a little better after these four small examples. You have to do nothing. You have to include this in your cloud page. Okay. Or your email, right? And it will do its own work. It will do the calculation on the back end. You just have to take care of the syntax and your logic and everything, right? Okay. This is your fifth small example. When you are doing nothing but you are comparing the if else, you're doing some conditions and flows based on that. So you have if here, you have else if here, and then you have else here. If is nothing but one condition. So if this is satisfied, it will enter into this block. If not, it will compare if the number is, so they have highlighted, they have initialized the number here, which is -5. So it will go over here, number is greater than 0, -5 is greater than 0. No, it is not. -5 is less than 0. Yes, it is less than 0. So it will not go here, it will come here, and this will be printed. This will be the output, right? Yeah.
Yes.
And another sixth simple example for you. I'll try to send more, but for now, keep this. You can create some small functions. So you have the standard syntax script, and you have this small function here. You are using that function, right? So whenever you want to create a function, that means a reusable piece of code, right? You can call that again and again and again and again anywhere you want.
Yes. Yes.
Reusable code block, correct? And when you create function, you have this keyword function, right? And this is the function name, and these are the function arguments. And inside this, there is only a single line which it is calculating and returning that value. It is doing a return length into width. So it is multiplying both the arguments and it is returning back to you. And here you can see how they've used it. Length, width, they have initialized. And they are calculating the area now, which is they're passing those variables inside that function. Now they're calling this function here, and length is 5, width is 3. This will be called, this formula will be executed. 5 into 3, 15. 15 will be returned, and this will be your output. And you just printed that output here, and this will be printed on your cloud page or email or journey builder. Okay. Simple small scripts for now. You can make it complex, that is a different story. Okay.